Welcome to Manifest Podcast. This is our series called Quantum Magic, where we're exploring ChatGPT and the world of manifesting. There's so many amazing prompts out there. It really is endless. And I thought it would be fun just to be able to play around and see all the amazing things that ChatGPT has to offer. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be ChatGPT. It can be Copilot, Gemini. They're all out there and they're really great. So today I want to talk about getting personal, like how ChatGPT can really work with you specifically, with your needs, your wants, and really getting to the heart of the matter. One of the biggest pieces for me in the world of manifesting, like I am so dedicated that people have a life that thrives and that nothing stops them. And often when we're in it, those moments where we're gripped by something and we're feeling a loss of power. And we just, in that moment, you just wish you could just click out of it and get something new and fresh new feeling. Those are the moments for me that I strive to make a difference. I strive for people to not be stuck for too long. We don't need to suffer. And, if it's mindset shifts, if it's just a new perspective, if it's just being able to get something off your chest, if it's talking with someone, like there's so many ways and tools that are out there to help us in those moments, but sometimes they're not at our fingertips in that moment. And this is where perhaps having ChatGPT available in those quick moments, being able to know that it's a tool that exists to help us in those moments, to help reframe, shift, let go, is really why this episode is here today. I don't want people to suffer any longer than they need to. And knowing that there's some really cool prompts out there that can help us in those moments is why this episode is here. So I called it Let's Get Personal. I called it really personal because as deep as you want to go is as profound the information you can get back. And now I do appreciate, though, that it's technology and there's that level of comfort that some people have on where's my information going? Is it going to be used against me? All that stuff. So in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, is it really is trust yourself. It's trust your own comfort level. I've tested ChatGPT myself to see, I've asked it to give feedback on what it knows about me. And the things it knows about me are all the things that I've prompted it to know about me. So, and so it really is your own comfort level. So today I thought we would explore some ways that we can use ChatGPT to really get personal insight and personal opportunity for us to be able to shift when we need it. So I'm going to start with the perfect example of how much information are you comfortable. So if imagine, like I love astrology. I love getting my horoscope. I like knowing the moon phases. And I love being able to explore planetary alignment, retrogrades. And for some people, that's also, interesting as well. Now, part of that whole world is that the more details you give it, so your date of birth, the time you were born, and also the location you were born, provides the natal chart, provides planetary alignment, where everything was the moment you were born. And there's this whole world that gets opened up when it knows those three pieces of information. And if someone's not comfortable giving that information, then ChatGPT won't be able to provide you the accurate information. So there's the example of if I'm comfortable putting the information in, I'm going to be able to get more information out. And nothing wrong. I could also just provide my date of birth, which would give them my astrological sign. Or if I'm not even comfortable giving my date of birth, I can just say I'm a Taurus. So it really is your comfort level. Now, I'm going to explore things that we can do if we do provide our natal chart. So date of birth, time of birth, location. I asked it a prompt and I said, what information can you provide me if I were to give you my birth date, my date of birth? Yeah, I said that, and time and location. And here's what it said. So it's really great. It can provide our sun, moon, rising signs, planetary placements. And with using sun and moon signs, it can align our intentions with our core identity and our emotional needs. This can help create manifestation practices that feel authentic and emotionally fulfilling. So, our personal houses, knowing what houses are around in the certain times, can really offer energetic opportunities and times to maybe not jump in something. So, timing for manifestation, best times for specific intentions, all of this. So, it's able to provide us astrological birth chart analysis, manifestation optimizing strategies, the timings for manifestation, because it'll know where our houses are and provide cycles and retrograde periods, so it'll help with us for guiding when is the best time. When would our energies be most aligned with what it is we're working towards? Then it can deal with numerology. It can then work on affirmations and mantras that align with us specifically, helps us provide visualization, meditation, manifestation tools, and personalized full moon and new moon guidance. Those are just some of the options, let alone there are many, many more. And what I love about it is it asks if we would like to provide the details. So if you'd like to proceed, go ahead and plug it in and I'll be able to help you. So by playing around and plugging in whatever you're comfortable with, you can start there and start to prompt it with, for example, 2025 is coming up. What if we wanted to get a very specific chart for us for 2025? What I love about it is if you're going to take on something powerful this year in 2025, I love the idea of taking on two big things, those two things that you're going to like work on for the whole year. And those two things are going to be front and center. You're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to talk about it and think about it. And those are just be where your energies are. Those two areas are going to just grow because you're putting them in your forefront. Now let's add ChatGPT to be able to provide us an outline for 2025, knowing our natal chart with the year 2025, and we tell it what two areas we are wanting to manifest. What it can do is it can provide us an outline for 2025, the best months that can help us if we're launching something, any areas that we might want to be avoiding. If there's retrogrades that are coming up, we can actually strategize 2025 so that that year becomes this looking at the full year as a whole and being able to fit with what works. It's fascinating. So play around, see what it's like, see the details that it can provide for you. It's quite exciting. Now, there's no right prompt either, as I mentioned. So you can even say, like, how do I get more clarity around this? Or you can plug in a very specific situation that you're grappling with and have it really help refine informations, ways you can work through. You can ask it to provide you feedback as well. So there's so many amazing ways we can work with this. The second situation I want to talk about is how we can have ChatGPT guide us, providing guidance in areas that we're really feeling stuck. So there's prompts that we can ask where it can actually provide feedback on situations. So very much like I spoke about, are you comfortable with providing your details of when you were born and where? It's that same question that you have to ask yourself. How much are you willing to pour into this platform to be able to get back? Now, I've used this, I'm full on, I'm using it all the way. And so I've plugged in very specific things that I'm grappling with adding to it specific details. If you are working with an injury or any sort of disability or any sort of um, medical anything, knowing that your situation at hand, coupled with this detailed situations you're working with, it will actually be able to encompass what you're working with and being able to understand even more so that not only are you perhaps dealing with what you're dealing with, but it'll also appreciate and bring in any sort of details it can offer with regards to specifics that you're giving it. So for example, if someone was wanting to, work on their health and well-being, and they have they're bipolar, they're depressed, there's anything, they have a history of something or they're concerned about something, by telling the specific details, like let's say I'm dealing with depression and this is how long I've had it and this is, where I'd like to head and these are my concerns, we can get very, very specific so that it will take all that information and provide a very, very tailored answer with regards to your very, very specific concerns. It is absolutely amazing. And there is something very comforting in hearing not only what you're dealing with, but with it coming back to you and incorporating like all that you're dealing with. And if you add a prompt that says something like, much like a therapist, I'm looking for some feedback that can help me in this situation. Tell it what it is that you're hoping for. It could be words of wisdom. It could be something I haven't seen before. Provide for me ways I can find comfort. Provide for me ways I can get some more energy. Whatever it is that you're looking for, add that in there so that the response you get back is going to be targeting exactly what it is you're asking for. So using ChatGPT in a therapeutic type setting, now fine print, of course, this would never compensate for actual therapy. What I love about this, though, is it feels like a trusted friend, somebody you'd be able to bounce something off of quickly in the moment, particularly when we're feeling overwhelmed or heavy emotions that we're wanting to really work with in the moment. Being able to reach over and open up the app or go on the website and be able to just punch out what you're feeling, express yourself. If there's frustration, anger, doubt, fear, loss, grief, anything, putting it all in there and having the response back is really powerful. So it's something else you can try. Now, thirdly, today, talking about personal, and it's a little bit more fun, is dream interpretation. This has been quite fun plugging into ChatGPT the crazy dreams that have occurred and being open to hearing what chat could say about the symbolism of the dream. If you've ever talked with anybody that does dream analysis, dreams usually are personal. So in the end, if you have a dream about a horse, some people are absolutely afraid of horses, and other people, it's like when you say the word horse, it just brings them home. So are you going to get an accurate dream interpretation on horses? Depends. It can depend on how you feel about horses. Now, again, talking with chat, you can plug in your dream, but also provide it with the details on parts of the dream that you're confused in or you're grappling with. You think it means this, but it mean something else. Like the more details you give it, the more feedback you're going to get. So that's a fun one to try. And I also like to look at ChatGPT as kind of like Google, a quick way to be able to say, hey, what is dreaming about a horse? What could that mean? And being able to get a response from chat allows us to kind of prompt and check in to be able to see what could it mean for me. So those are really fun ways to try. One last thing I want to share with you, which is kind of fun, is you can ask, now that chat knows your perhaps astrological sign or even more details, you could plug in today's date and say, what's my horoscope for today? Not only will it know your detailed information, it'll be able to check in on today's alignment and provide you your own personal horoscope. And finally, one step further, if you've provided your birth date, birth time, and location, if you want to give it your full name, you can go down the rabbit hole of numerology. It can provide you with your life path number, your destiny number, your soul / heart's desire number, personality number, birthday number, current personal year number, maturity number, karmic numbers, numerology capabilities, with your life and numerology compatibilities. This is just 9 things that it's able to provide based on that information. Super fun. Being able to, if this is your thing, being able to play around with these numbers and what do they mean, but also by giving it the specific date. Again, plugging into the year 2025, we can actually really chart out what does 2025 look like based on your numerology. It's a fun way to play, have fun, type things out, take what fits. And if it doesn't fit, it doesn't resonate, just leave it. I love the ability to really just tap into what is lighting you up, what's inspiring, what's empowering, because that's what it's all about. It's finding ways to keep life empowering and feeling like you're thriving. And that's the whole point of this podcast today, is to find ways to be able to tap in and find the empowering pieces. So with that, play around and hopefully you get some really cool insights and perhaps you can create your 2025 chart. Have a great day.